Hi, talking to you again. Lots of videos today. I don't know what's going on, but I love it. Wanted to share with you something about reading. Growing up, there was something that we always heard, and it was that reading is fundamental, and it really is. Not just for educational purposes, but just for your own personal growth and development. I want to encourage you to read at least one book a month. I try to get in a couple a week, at least one book a week, but it just depends on how intense the book is. I try to get something in. This is what I'm reading right now. Someone actually recommended this book to me, and I love it so far. I'm like on chapter 3, and I just started reading it the other day. So, um, I didn't get to read yesterday, but I am going to be reading today. But I just want to encourage you to find something to read, to encourage yourself, to keep you going, to keep you motivated, but to also give you the life skills that you need to advance. There are lots of things that we can learn from books. I know that people don't really, advocate reading, but I do. There's books on audio, there's ebooks. I prefer old fashioned books. I like the smell of books. I want to turn the page. I want to highlight. Yes, I highlight in my books. Um, because I want to be able to go back in and see what tricked for me in this book. And then, a year from now or 6 months from now, when I read the book again, something else might kick for me. And so I just prefer old fashioned books. Love the smell of the book pages and that kind of stuff. But I just want you to encourage you to really develop a love for reading. You may not want to start off with a book that's, I'm gonna see, this book is like 200 some odd pages. You may not want to start with a book this big. You may want to start with something smaller, so it's not so intimidating to you. But start somewhere. Start with a 50 to 75 page book, and then work your way up to bigger books with more meat and more information in them. But I want to encourage you to definitely develop a love and a thirst and a hunger for reading. It truly is fundamental. Reading, especially books like this, nonfiction books, self-help books, life books, whatever, that can kind of really impart some things, some tools, and equip you to be the person that you want to be. If you want to develop better values, you need to read books on values, on whatever kind of values you are. If you have poor time management, you want to read books on time management and things that can help you better manage your time. And so it just really depends on, what you want to work on or what you're interested in doing. This book here, Switch on Your Brain, it really kind of digs deep into how brain health and functioning and making sure that you're at your optimal. And so I'm pretty excited about it. And so, I might read a book about, business and entrepreneurship. I might read a book about, I don't know what's going to come after this book right now, but this is a book that was recommended to me, and I'm pretty excited about it. So far, so good. But, find books that can help you. There are book clubs out there. Of course, everybody knows about Oprah's book club. There's lots of different books. Find one in your area. A lot of times they're mostly doing nonfiction books, but, go to Barnes and Nobles, go to, a bookstore and peruse the self-help section, or, even online. Again, we live in the age of Google. You can Google any kind of book that you're interested in learning about. If it's time management, put in time management books, or books on time management, books on values, books on ethics, moral ethics, books on leadership. I'm big on leadership. I love it. I like John Maxwell, but there's so many different ones out there. If you're interested in, books on prophecy, there's lots out there that can help you. Paula Price has some good stuff out there. There's some stuff out there on dreams and different things like that. Robert Leardon, I just have just about everything on him that he's written. Whether it's, you want to know about cooking, get some basic cookbooks, something to help, push you in the direction that you want to go. So I do want to encourage you to, again, develop a thirst and a hunger and a passion for reading. If not, ask for it. Just say, I am a reader. I am an avid reader. I enjoy reading every day. And if you keep saying that, then eventually it's going to come, because you're programming yourself and you're telling yourself that this is something you want to do, and then put action to it. Again, I don't care if it's reading a blog post, a newspaper, something every day. get a book, get something, and start reading. Put action to those words, and see yourself become a reader. Dive into the books. And when I was a kid, we read all the time. Especially in the summertime, my grandmother did not have that foolishness. Before you can play, before you could do anything, you had to read at least one book a week, and you had to give her a book report. You had to tell her what you learned out of that book. That's how she knew whether or not you were reading that book. And so, if not, you couldn't play. And so I developed a passion and an admiration for reading early on, because it was something that was encouraged in my family. But, everybody did not have that and not understand that. So, start somewhere, start small. We didn't have to read a big book, but it had to be something to encourage us to keep reading. And so it couldn't always be a fiction book either. We had to mix it up a little bit. And so I used to love losing myself in reading books, especially, and it encouraged my imagination and, creativity, and thoughts. And, I started dreaming more and thinking about, the life that I could have for myself. And so I want to encourage you to read, because reading really clicks on a lot of different things in your brain. It clicks on a lot of things within yourself. And it really can encourage you to achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. So, find a book, start reading. You don't have to read switch on your brain. You can read anything, but I just really want to encourage you to start somewhere. And maybe I'll do a, video a week or two, a month on, book of the month or something, to kind of give you some resources and places to start. So, we'll think about it. But anyway, this is the Classified Lady signing off. I'm sending you lots of love and light. Have a great weekend. Bye.